You are most welcome to the key highlights emerging from our study entitled School Leadership Strategies in Supporting Continued Student Learning Amidst Covi19 Pandemic in Rwanda. This study is being led by myself as the principal investigator. I'm Dr. Irene Diabaji. I'm a senior lecturer at the Department of Foundation Management Curriculum Studies, School of Education, University of Rwanda, College of Education. Other team members include Mrs. Solange Bujingo from the same department, Mr. Francis Kamanzi from the same department as well. We are also being supported by other two experts in the area of school leadership. One is called Dr. Alfred Batara and Dr. Covi19. Maybe a little book in terms of background to our study. All of us know that by early 2020, COVID-19 landed here in Rwanda, but it was earlier announced in China by the year 2019. So the eruption of COVID-19 has had what we can call severe consequences on the education system, including the school closure. So one of the challenges was about how to ensure the learning continuation. So that's actually the reason why our study has got three main objectives. One was to evaluate the strategies used by the school leaders to track the student learning progress. The second objective was to assess how school leaders manage to continuously engage teachers to support their students during the school closure. The third and last was about to examine strategies used by school leaders to guarantee a successful back to school after school closure. In terms of methodology, the present study adopted an explanatory sequential mixed method research design. We did with 54 schools countrywide, and these schools were set from 7 different districts. 2 of these were urban and 5 were rural. In terms of sampling approach, actually we used stratified random sampling and purposive sampling design. So we used questionnaire survey and interview guide as data collection tools. As key findings emerging from this study, with regard to the objective number 1, you can see that in terms of follow-up on student learning, only 24 out of 54 school leaders did follow-up. So you can imagine that there are those head teachers during the school closure who did not have any idea whether their students were learning or not. We could also see that 31 out of 44 sample school leaders had got a number of challenges, especially to do with students learning using the established remote learning approaches. These are to do with radio and television. In terms of the strategies that those who could follow up on student learning followed or used, one include deployment of teachers to visit students in their home families. The second strategy was about using phone calls and WhatsApp messaging. Of course, the challenges listed here with the lack of knowledge and skills on how to follow up on remote learning. The second was to do with digital facilities. Not all households have these facilities. No teachers have these to ensuring that they keep connected with their students. Of course, the negative attitude towards remote learning was there. Someone saying, no, this is not learning. Let us wait when the face-to-face will resume. That's when our students are going to learn. In terms of the second objective, we could see that for some head teachers, they adopted to do kind of delegation of responsibility to the teachers so that they help them to fulfill the school leadership role in terms of getting information from the life or even the experience of students in their homes. This again aligned with how visiting the families, but also distributing some textbooks so that they avoid what we can call learning loss during the school closure. But also some teachers play the role of delivering messages and giving feedback to some subject teachers. We can see again that in terms of other strategies that teachers adopted, we can include establishing measures, COVID measures at school, so that when even the school reopened, the COVID could not be spread easily on school campuses. They also worked with local community, government entities to ensuring that all those students could come back to school. But also they work with other agencies such as the Ministry of Education, aligned agencies, that is the Rwanda Basic Education Board, but also other development partners played the role of funding the campaign or even spreading messages. Here we can list Building Learning Foundation, Plan International, VVOP, and the others who funded the campaign. So of course, coming to the end of this study, what we are concluding, we could see that not all schools could track the learning of the student during the school closure. That is the very first conclusion. The second one is that even those who managed to try it, they faced a number of challenges, especially to do with technologies that were not on the hand of the teachers, but also technologies that were not available in individual households. The third one has to do with supporting teachers. Some of the teachers needed really extra resources so that they can move from house to house. And they did also have what we can call meager financial means to fulfill this. The last conclusion is that not all schools also had what we can call similar strategies to ensuring that learning continues, but also towards the school reopening, we can see that there were a number of strategies that differed from one school to another. So what can we recommend? We can recommend that first of all, schools continue using blended learning, so that if in the future we experience another hiccup or another challenge that causes the school closure, that learning can continue using technology-coded means. Secondly, we will recommend continuous professional development for teachers, especially to do with ICT trainings. The third one is to do with availing these technologies in the hand of schools, but also ensuring the ICT penetration in households.